All right, we have our board. We have all 12 LEDs in. Long pin should be to the left on all these, and the flat side to the right. To make sure, double check, because if it goes in backwards, it's gonna not work. All right, so we're going to solder this in. We're going to solder in one pin at a time, one pin per LED for one cycle, and I'll show you why. We did this with the resistor. We only have one resistor, so it may not have made a lot of sense to you. So we're going to do this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a clean solder tip, and we're going to start going down and only doing one pin per LED until we get it all done. All right, there we go. So the reason we only did one side, we're going to show you here in a second. We'll flip it over. You can see some of the LEDs aren't flat on the board. And if you don't care about that, you can continue on to the other side. But I don't like that. I like a thing to be kind of done right. So what we do now is we go to like this red one right here is probably the most obvious one that's sticking off the board. We put a little pressure on it, just like that. And we hold the board and we just tap the one we soldered, just like this. When you saw it move, come back to the front, you can see it's now flat. So I'm going to go around and do all of them like that, just to make sure they're all flat on the board. Even the ones that don't look like they're in bad shape, I still go through and do. See, that one moved even a little bit. So I go through and do all LEDs. I sometimes do this when I'm putting them in, but I think it's easier to demonstrate doing it after the fact. See that one, you can take it here, it'll move. So here we go. There's the next one. Looks pretty good in the front, but still moved a little bit. That one didn't move very much. Looks like I got 3 more to go. And maybe one more. One more. All right. Now if we go back and we look, we see they're all flat on the board. Everybody's straight. Looks good. So now that we've done that, we can go through and we can solder the other side. Okay, there we go. All soldered up. We're going to go ahead and cut these off. This is something, make sure you're wearing safety glasses for this part. I'm going to cut it up so you can see what I'm doing, but you're going to hear them, maybe you hit the ceiling. They just fly everywhere. You hear that? See? This is why you wear safety glasses. I also try to shoot generally down towards the table, but because I'm shooting a video, I am shooting up. So I'm going to have a little bit of a mess to go clean up around the room here. As you can tell, they definitely have some power behind them, so that's why safety glasses are very important. All right, and one of the things, I don't know if you can tell it on the camera, but through this process, let me put a little solder on the end of the soldering iron here, just so I can show you. This is not a thing that stops it from working, but it's a cosmetic thing. You can see they look kind of flat because I cut them off with clippers. I don't like that, so I just go around and I just make them all turn back into little solder balls. This is just a personal preference thing. Okay, so now everything looks like it's soldered in a little mound. Okay, so if you're not at this point, go ahead and stop the video. The next step we're going to do is we're going to put in this center dual line, the dill plug. So go ahead and stop the video right now and get caught up to this point, and when we come back, we're going to start working on that next.